I was folding my laundry and I heard a question in my mind, and that was, why can't we all just believe in the same God and get along with one another? The question is, which God, right? Depending on which culture you were raised in, your God is going to look different, especially when we are so naive and take the writings literal. And that's the problem. I think that's a big problem of why we can't all believe in God and get along, because the book is so controversial. It is so polarized that it's a story of good and evil, and even the person in the Bible that was meant to represent God keeps talking about a Satan setting us up for enmity. That's why we can't get along on the surface. If we're just going simple, basic, literal Bible. Whenever you have a Satan roaming around in your mental space, you're not going to be able to get along with other people. Because where there is a Satan, there is evil, there is harm, there is suspicion. You can't build harmony on that polarity, on that duality, on those belief systems. So, I think on that basis humanity is hooped, because we certainly can't reenact the Crusades and the Inquisitions and force people to believe one way in the same way. That's a very human way of thinking. This life is complex. It's not that simple, even though children have the simplicity, or children should understand it, but it is not that simple. You, for example, come with a whole lot of baggage in the subconscious mind that doesn't allow you to get along with people. There's fears, and then there is beliefs that you formed around those fears, and you're constantly on the lookout for your enemy, or who is going to hurt you next, right? In that energy, you can't harmonize with the environment around you. So no, it's not as simple as say, can't we all believe on the same God? Because we all actually form a very personal perception of what that word means to us. So how can we find the common denominator? What must we do to get along? What must we do to harmonize? And as I mentioned in my previous video, we have to find our pain points. We have to become familiar with our pain points, with our emotions, and understand the triggers and why the triggers are there. And then find the root to the trigger, and then release whatever belief has formed the trigger point, right? Like for me, as I mentioned, it was a lot of this God stuff, the religious dogma and Jesus, that continue to be pain points because they are points over which human beings, the human family, divide over and fight over and reject each other over. And so many things stand in the way of love. Now, love is God. Love is the one harmonizing factor, but love is blocked by the things that I mentioned, by our trauma points and trigger points. So we have to dismantle, we have to let go of the things that create resistance and conflict and blockages, so that we can move past the trigger points. Yeah, it's not that simple to just believe in the same God. We can't even agree on what that means. And the real question is, why can't we agree on what that is? And that goes into the deeper subconscious, into our programming, into our conditioning. And that conditioning has to be cleared out for us to get along. We have a long ways to go yet. A long ways to go. Oh well,